Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now, let me say this, that there are plenty fish in the sea. Love is in the air. Sorta for me. But that's it. But haven't you ever had a special someone with you at an age of childhood? Well, that would be me. Now, I ain't calling myself as some sort of ladies man or some sort of chick magnet. It's just because I felt like I needed some new friends. But that was before I met her. In this video, we'll call her Magenta. It was the first day of my second grade when I met her, and I was about 8 years old at the time. She was a new student at the time, and also a cousin of one of my friends. Or at least I believe, I think. Was she a friend or a cousin? Make up your mind! Well, I don't really mind who she is, since I was an elementary student and didn't really mind much. But hey, I was just a kid, I didn't know better. So yeah, let's move on to me and Magenta. Every day during recess, she usually sits down on a swing, which is nearby the outdoor basketball court. And every time when I see her on that swing, it just felt like to me that she's alone. Of course, what I do believe, that she's probably one of those shy types. And that I wouldn't blame her. When I was a kid, I always thought to myself as strong and noble. But in real life, I was a nervous wreck. But when she looks at me, she just smiles and waves like she has a crush on me. I just wave at her back. You know, just being polite. The second grade school year was only like a couple days in, and she just follows me like when we finish assignments, go for lunch, even recess. And no, I'm not trying to say she's trying to be sneaky. Just want us to meet eye to eye. Pretty much she wants both of us to meet in person. So I think yeah, why not? Because, well, I had an interest in her too. Was just afraid of what I was gonna say. For the most part. So one day we were at the same classroom. It was almost the end of the day and had no homework, so I was just playing on the computer and minding my own business. Right up until Magenta actually came up to me. She sat next to me, kinda smiling, and could see a little glare. But I could see in her eyes that she was pretty nervous. But from her appearance, she looks pretty beautiful. And I totally loved the hair she had. Hi. My name's Magenta. So what it seems like that she's trying to introduce herself. What I would do is just keep my cool, and then take a deep breath and introduce myself. Hey, the name's Knucklepug. Oh, that's a pretty cool name. So, I was wondering... Yeah, what is it? I was wondering if you want to play with me at the playground during recess. Tomorrow, you know. Okay. Cool. Say, do you have a pencil I can borrow? After a few more words here and there, we were talking like we're actually having a conversation. Even if we said our first words to each other. But she was shaking like a leaf the first time we made eye contact. But she wasn't the only one. Again, I was nervous too. I may have felt calm on the outside, but on the inside, my mind was jumbling around like a roll of dice.
How long has this been going on for? Yeah, I have no idea.
After a few weeks, we actually got used to it. And then a few more weeks after that, we just run around and play together. Even during recess when we play on the playground. It just looked like we're the perfect couple. Most of the time we are. Sometimes when it comes to love, there is one thing that can linger in one of their minds. And that is jealousy. Okay, I'm not really a jealous type, but she was. Most of my family want to do their own dreams these days, which is perfectly fine by me. And which explains I don't get jealous that much. Because we all have our own main focuses, since anyone can have one. Now, my old girlfriend can be pretty jealous sometimes. During our days being together, I had 3 friends that are male and 4 friends that are female. But when it comes to the female friend side, that is the point of where she begins to worry. She was worried that I was gonna break up with her. But I'm a polite person, and there's no way that wouldn't even happen. I just need a little space. Everyone has their own personal bubble after all. But after a couple of weeks, she finally understood. Because Magenta also needed her own space. She put some thought into it, just thinking to herself that we should just keep our distance just for a while. And I'm not saying that she broke up with me yet, just needed some time alone. Magenta and I were still together all through 2nd grade. It also lasted all the way through 3rd grade. Of course, during lunch, we always played pretend. Ah, those were the days. Magenta and I are like 2 turtle doves flying around... the schoolyard? I don't know. Most of our time together is just during school, and there was no other place to hang out at except the school building. We could have just hung out at the park, but we had a fear of crowds, and both of us don't like being watched. So yeah, Magenta and I have some similarities between us. Even if we have some differences, least opposites can attract. So both of us as elementary students, we were thinking of an idea to meet up somewhere other than the school or the park. How about you can visit my house? Huh? Yeah, why not? Besides, we live in the same town together. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to come over to your house. Awesome. I pretty much came up with this kind of idea because I never met Magenta's family before. Well, all except her mom, which she picks her up every day after school. So at the end of the day, we both ask our moms if Magenta should come over. And both of our moms agreed since Magenta's mom has seen me before. So on the next day, only Magenta and her mom came over. Even though they came, the rest of our family didn't show up, which was fine by me. So once they came in, one of my sisters, my brother, Magenta, and I, we were all playing this kickball game in the living room, or at other times my room, while my mom and Magenta's mom have a conversation in the kitchen. After a full hour of playtime, we were feeling tired like sloths. Another half hour passed and we were just watching TV. I think I remember one of my siblings being asleep too, probably being too tired after running around monkeying about. But hey, most of us were tired after that. After all of that, Magenta and her mom just gathered their things and head on home. And of course, our relationship remained strong, right up until 4th grade rolled around. And that would be the moment of when our relationship starts to go down a few notches. Even though I was in 4th grade, she wasn't. She got held back a year and I couldn't understand why. And to make things more difficult, she and her family were planning on moving away. I found that out when Magenta and I were playing at the playground one day. She just fell down at the dumps. And for that I was feeling concerned about her. So after recess, I sat down with her and see what's going on. Hey Magenta, what's up? Oh, hey Nugapug. Say, is there something wrong? No, it's just my family's planning to move. What? Well, what are we gonna do? Well, we can always be friends. I guess it's for the rest of the year. But hey, at least being your girlfriend was very fun. Since it's my last year living here, by the way. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, at least we get to make the most of it. Yeah. So at least we became best friends for the rest of the year, right up until the end of our school year and she moved to a different town. But even though she moved out of town, she didn't move far away. It was only several towns away from the town I live in, and during the rest of my elementary years, I seen her a couple more times, mostly in school plays in the audience. She also get to see me in my high school graduation, but too bad I didn't get to see her. The reason why is because I had allergies, and another reason why is because of change of weather. Ugh, why me? Can you at least change the weather during spring? Which is also the kind of change of weather that ruined my chance to meet Magenta again. She probably had to leave early, which until my mom told me that she was in the gym area. Okay, her being there is what I can believe, but to be honest, I didn't know where she was sitting. Well, at that certain point I couldn't see her, and probably because of how sick I felt inside. But at least I know one thing, that she was a very nice girl in my childhood. So, that's everything you need to know about my first girlfriend. Well, that's everything. So make sure to give this video a like if you like it, and you can also leave a comment of what you think about it. And you can also click on the subscribe button to see more future videos. There's also my Twitter and my DeviantArt to keep you guys updated, which are both linked in the description below. And I'll see you all again in the next video. And when she picks her up, what is wrong with my lines? What is wrong with me? If Magenta so cannoli? Probably of how crap. We were all playing this like one kick. We're all playing this weird kip. Oh. While my mom and Magenta's mom, what is it again? After an hour of playtime, well, it would have until 4th grade yeah.